The Toys and Collectors Fly Guy for TekSushi.com. Getting a look at this Team Fortress 2 figures by NECA. These are the figures which have been out for some time in their blue variations. If you know Team Fortress, it's all basically about red versus blue. The original kind of red versus blue guys, basically. This is the heavy. There's a code inside that unlocks some in-game content, as it says there. But I've managed to keep the packaging intact. I think it's actually quite cool looking packaging. Basically just slit a hole in the back there with a kind of scalpel knife, and that allows you to keep some of the packaging. It's a shame the packaging isn't a little better. But there's some text on screen. If you want to freeze the frame, you can read that. But basically the heavy is, you don't want to mess with this guy, basically. There's some other detail there, where he's from, basically Russia. And that's all that's on the packaging. There's not a great deal else to show you. It's not really designed to be kept, this packaging, but I wanted to, I like to display my stuff, as you can probably see behind me, so I thought I'd keep hold of that. So I picked this one up, I think this was at a local internet site, I can't remember where it was actually, it was EB Games. Picked this up, and here he is, let's have a look at him. So, just before I do, actually, I should say, there's the card. There's a code on the other side. I'm not showing it, obviously, but it's yeah, there's not that much to give away, basically. But you unlock some guns or weapons, I believe. But that's it. The heavy, nice little display cards, actually, which I'm going to display next to the figure. So that is that. The figure itself, he's an absolute killer figure. I love this guy. Just genius. Now, when they say the heavy, they mean the heavy. He's incredibly heavy. Massive, that sounds really dodgy. Massive weapon on him, in probably more ways than one, but there you go. So a huge flamethrower on there. Just humongous piece of machinery, as it is in the game. It's spot on rendition of the game, quite frankly. It just looks really, really good. A very heavy weapon. He also comes with, on his back, I've just slotted that in there, on his back I should say, is this pump action shotgun. Again, screen accurate, very much the design that Valve make it, so beautifully done, has to be said. He doesn't have anywhere to put that gun, so you'll find basically just on the back, there's a little bit of movement between this belt buckle there, so that allows, I've just kind of slotted that in there. Now the figure's pretty articulated. I should say he is the only one I know of that comes with extra hands. Not really needed, it has to be said, but he comes with this trigger finger if you want to put the shotgun into that hand, and there's another hand there around somewhere, but it's a basically fairly closed figure. I have no idea what I've done with that other hand. There we go. There we go. So one finger trigger hand and one open hand, so allow you basically to hold that shotgun. That's what that's basically for. But then what would you do with this gigantic weapon? And that's the one you want to display in this figure. He's absolutely fantastic with this. He really is. Again, beautiful detail on the paint. It's impeccably done by NECA and Valve. Really, really well done. So well done, in fact, that when you begin to move the joints, as you'll see, there's a little bit of cracking on it that starts to occur. They haven't basically painted over aspects of joins, or they have painted over it, so of course when you move it, that paint cracks off a little. It's not too bad, but it does freak you out the very first minute you get it. You think, what the hell, the paint's coming off everywhere, but it doesn't. So, but it does expose underneath a little bit more of the joins there. But look, you know, that's a tiny little argument. In terms of how he looks facial sculpt wise, what a beaut. Absolutely well done. The blue eyes there, the 5 o'clock shadow. It's just really well done. Very in-game. And if you've never played Team Fortress 2, pick it up. You'll get it on an older version of the orange box. A game for Halo, full packed with Halo, I should say, Portal, and lots of other goodies. It's just a ridiculous amount of great gaming all on one disc. So check that out. So good stuff on this figure. Articulation wise, he does have a pretty movable head overall, swivel kind of head. It is on a peg, it will come off if you move it, but it allows it to have a little bit of movement up and down, so there's plenty of manoeuvrability on it there. You can't see it, but there is a ball joint with a hinge on that shoulder. You can definitely see it on the elbows and on the swivel ball joint with a hinge on the wrist, I have to say as well. So pretty much everything going on there. He's also got swivel hips, although they are on a kind of ball joint as well, so it is possible to move them into different poses, and there's a fair bit of movement on this figure. Ball joint with hinge on the knees, and it even gets articulated ankles as well, ball joint with a hinge on them too. Peg holes too, nothing yet that fits this guy. Probably a vintage Star Wars Protect stand might work, but that's the one downside to these figures, is there is no stand. This guy's not so bad because the heavy is so heavy. If you position the weapon right, then it's not going to fall over. So, but great looking figures. Love this line. I'm collecting just the reds, not the blues, and there's a few more figures coming up. Let us know what you think. Give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down. Is the Heavy and Team Fortress 2 one for your collection or not? Leave a comment. Love to hear your thoughts. Have you collected them? Have you collected blue? Do you like NECA? Love to know what you think about these, or how much you're seeing these. Apparently these are pretty limited edition and selling fairly fast. But I've managed to pick up all 4 or 5 of them, I think, in the red wave. So, but yeah, love to know your thoughts. You can also join us on TekSushi.com or at Facebook.com/TekSushi. You'll also find us at Twitter.com/TekSushi, too many alter egos. Twitter.com/TekSushi, or on Google Plus under TekSushi as well. If you do like Star Wars and other stuff, you can join us at Fly Guy on all those iterations of channels. I'm sure you know anyway. That's it. Leave some comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts again, and we will see you for another Team Fortress review coming up real soon. Cheers.